So we are live here. Thank you everybody for watching another episode of StoryView.me, where success is in the story. Today's guest is super incredible. Very successful female entrepreneur, and she's actually helped me skyrocket my business, take it to a whole nother level with a new business that she started called Zirtual. She's one of the leading experts in outsourcing. So I wanted to make sure that I get Maren Kate on the call so that she can, give you tips, insider, top secrets, and all that stuff to help you guys that are interested in being more productive with your life and knowing that you can get that type of help with a virtual assistant. Very affordable too. So thanks so much, Maren. I appreciate you. I had John Jonas on the call, and he's another outsource guru expert, and we were talking, and he asked if I did have outsources. I told him yeah, and he asked how did I find them, and I shared with him Zirtual. And at the time when I started, it was Virtual Zeta.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and it's been super helpful. So I told him that actually really took my business to a whole nother level. So I do want to say, first of all, let everybody know I'm grateful to that, and it's not because of me, it's actually because of the workers that I have, and because of what Zirtual has done for me. For those people that aren't familiar with you, because I actually was following you before you started Virtual Zeta at your blog, Escaping the 9 to 5. For people that aren't familiar with you, can you share a little bit about your background?
Sure, yeah, I've been kind of looking for ways to work for myself since I was in college. I just never had the patience to do like a traditional job. So I started blogging about it maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, right after I was done with school, and just kind of tracked the different things that I tried out up until this point. And it started with like selling jewelry on eBay. And then from there, I did several other things up until now with Zirtual, and this is more of like a real, the scalable business, and we're out in San Francisco. But when I started, I was in Vegas. So, and I was just like, trying things.
Yeah. Now I know you also dabbled in social media a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that start off for you, and then how did that eventually turn out?
Well, I had a consulting company that did like high-end social media consulting for brands. So in Vegas, there's like a different sort of like celebrity that they have, and that was sort of the people we targeted and helped. And I just started that. I think it was because social media was getting really hot, and I just kind of jumped on that bandwagon and decided to focus it on Vegas and on high-end clients. And that would be my differentiator. So it was just literally just trying things.
How did you end up connecting with your potential clients or the different brands? What was it through various marketing?
In person, I would go to bars and restaurants that I would know that like the kind of clientele I wanted were at, and I would just strike up conversations. Literally, it was like really grassroots.
Wow.
I didn't see any advertising except word of mouth.
Okay. So the in-person networking. How long did that last for you? How did it turn out for you?
It was well. I mean, I just got to the point where I still we transferred one large client over, and then I still work with them today. But everything else I closed down when we started up Zirtual because it was just consulting is not a scalable business, and I've always been very interested in scalable businesses. And social media, it got so big, it was very hard to constantly keep up. And so the two things, the fact that it wasn't scalable and that it was just so sprawling, finally I was just at the point where I wanted to build something scalable. So it did well. I mean, it did really well. But yeah, I just got to the, businesses sometimes flare out, not necessarily because they're not useful businesses, but just because you start to lose interest in them.
Okay. And I know you started the eBay. You had mentioned selling jewelry on eBay.
Mhm.
And you did that when you were early, like early in your entrepreneurial
Yeah, I started
career.
teenager, and me and my girlfriend started, and we'd get jewelry cheap or in bulk, like silver jewelry, and then we would like kind of craft very in-depth stories behind it. So it was like more selling the description than the actual jewelry, which was different than
Wow,
what people did.
that's interesting.
And we did a lot of pictures and stuff like that, and just bought stuff in bulk and then broke it down and sold it on eBay. And yeah, it went well. I did it through most of college.
Dang. And did you buy stuff? Did you like go to different trade shows or?
No,
Uh,
just all online. Oh, all online except I had one person that I bought a ton of stuff from in the Bay Area. I would drive out because I was in Nevada, and this person just was like from Indonesia and had amazing connections with
wow.
beautiful jewelry for very cheap, and that's how we do it.
Where are you from?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, I grew
Okay.
up in Vegas.
Okay. Cool. When did the blog start? Did the blog start when you started the eBay or?
The blog started towards the end of eBay when I wanted to start building more business,
Hmm.
not selling stuff on eBay, which is not, it's a third party business.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it started, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been gaining a lot of traffic from there. I know that you I, was it I forgot what the name of the training that you went through. You were in the same mastermind group with Pat Flynn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Internet Business Mastery.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, how did you find that? I because there's a lot of people that are interested in learning more and being a part of some like official mastermind groups.
Uh,
Um,
well, I mean, the thing that I'm in a mastermind group with Pat now, currently.
okay.
And that was just a chick that we both knew set it up, who's also a business
Hmm.
owner. She has something called eventualmillionaire.com.
Mm.
And then it's like me, him, and two other people. And we're all just entrepreneurs, and we all just kind of get on a call an hour a week. But years ago, I listened to a podcast called Internet Business
Hmm.
Mastery, and they were interviewing Pat, and he was in this like online community
Yeah.
learning all this stuff that started his blog, and I joined that to learn the basics of internet business.
Okay. And that was a little bit. What's the timeline in between joining that and your blog and starting your blog? Because I know a lot of
I at the
things
same
are. Oh,
I
same
did.
time.
Yep, I started building a blog as soon as I joined because I wanted to learn.
Right. Now, when did your passion for outsourcing start? When was it birthed?
It's not outsourcing as much as delegation. Like I
Ah.
like delegation.
Hmm.
Outsourcing always people seem to like think of a call center in India, but
Okay.
what I'm very passionate about is delegating tasks. So instead of focusing a lot of your energy on low level tasks, which most people do because there's a lot of them,
Right.
focusing the majority of your energy on high level tasks, and then delegating the low level tasks to a virtual assistant or a personal assistant, some sort of assistant. And
Right.
I do this with everything, and I always have. I think it comes from my deep down laziness, but I'm not exactly sure.
When was your first VA?
When I was in college with the eBay thing.
Really? Wow. Okay.
And
Uh,
I mostly did the Philippines. I've
mhm.
always done the Philippines up until recently, and Zirtual has actually changed too with this. We've recently made the switch to U.S. based assistants.
Mm.
More expensive, by definitely, but they're also they kind of they're better at high level tasks. Like they cater to a lot of stuff. Like my U.S. based assistant is currently selling my car for me, interviewing a bunch of new virtual assistants from all over the country,
Hmm.
and there's one more thing, and finding a house for my friend like in this week. So it's more like complicated tasks,
Hmm.
stuff like that. They can delegate. They're more expensive, but they can delegate large parts of your life. Like large parts of my day, I can literally delegate, which is awesome.
Right. What's the typical pay scale for the low tasks and the high?
It's a flat hourly rate we charge. So people purchase hours through Zirtual, and they get a dedicated Zirtual assistant, much like we did with the offshoring, except it's all through us now.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the model before, and it's $20 an hour.
Okay, it's not bad. And do you still have the Philippines?
No, actually, we moved completely
Really?
spaced. Yeah, and this was really recent. This was maybe about 2 weeks ago.
Wow.
Yeah, and the only reason was like I still have an assistant, two assistants in the Philippines, but the only reason is there's something to be said for differentiators in business, and that's one thing that no one is doing, and it's one thing that I have become more and more passionate about is U.S. based assistance because it's bringing jobs here and everything, especially with the economy. Like I just got to a point where I was like, you know what, I really want to be pumping money back into. Per country. And I mean, we have plans in the future to expand to other countries, but when we expand to other countries, we want to get the assistance from those countries. So let's say if we went to the UK, the assistants that we would place customers in the UK with would be UK-based assistant. And they're college educated, they're US-based. It's just, it's a different level. A lot of times people like you who have a few Filipino assistants, we'll hire a U.S.-based assistant, like one of our Zirtual assistants now, and they will be your project manager for Filipino assistants. And it's like the one point person that takes care of everything.
Absolutely, yeah. That's actually one of my when I started with Zirtual, I was hoping to find that project manager, but then I started and it didn't seem like that was going to happen. So I had to get a U.S.-based person, and she's local here in the South Bay. I'm down here in L.A., and so she is my point person, and she helps manage the other guys.
Like it makes it really much easier.
Yeah,
that's something I noticed, and I was just like, ooh, I was like, because I mean, there's so many people competing in the offshore, like inexpensive virtual assistant space. But when you go to a higher level and it's U.S. based and college educated, it's a different ballpark altogether. So yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's definitely like new waters type of territory.
You always got to be evolving your business model until you find that perfect product market fit. And this is very, very close to that perfect product market fit. We're just tweaking it a little bit, and so. It's a process, though.
Yeah. So for Zirtual, you were a part of an institute, an entrepreneur institute, similar to Y Combinator. Oops, sorry.
Oh yeah. It was called Founder Institute.
Founders, yeah. Did you run? Did you get help with starting Zirtual from there, like ideas or?
Yeah. There's a lot of education. Got a really good deal on a lawyer, and just brainstorming, education. It kind of taught me the ropes of versus like how Internet Business Mastery taught me the ropes of internet business. Founder Institute taught me the ropes of startups, which are very different.
Right.
And especially tech startups in the Bay Area, it's a completely different ballgame because everybody is gunning to build a very large company, not just a passive income base or something, but like you literally are taking 5 years of your life and trying to build something that's over $100 million in value. So,
how are you promoting Zirtual?
Right now, we're actually moving into the marketing and advertising in the next coming months. We haven't done any so far, except from my blog and word of mouth, because we've been tweaking the model. But a lot of it's going to be pay-per-click. A lot of it's going to be social media based and grassroots, kind of just friends telling friends. But the pay-per-click, the advertising space, Facebook and Google ads work well.
Yeah. I love the new site too. I remember when it first started, and then we saw, because I would send the website to different people because they're always asking me, how are you getting a lot of stuff done? I'm like, well, I got it from here. And when I saw the new site, I was like, oh, heck no, man, this is awesome. I want something like that.
Yeah, I found some amazing designers in Moldova, of all places, who did the site.
Where's that?
Eastern Europe. I don't really even know the country until they told me they were from the Republic of Moldova. I think it's Russia. I'm not sure, though. I could be wrong.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So how are you? For the U.S. based, and because I know you had a database of the Filipino workers, and do you still have that right now? And how are you gonna? I
Yeah,
guess
we still have that. That's just kind of just like running whatever.
right.
But we're doing the same thing here. We're sourcing our Zirtual assistants from universities and from recent university grads, and we're just building a network of pre-screened, ready-to-go people that
How do you
possess
find these people that are interested?
college job boards.
Okay.
A lot of college job boards, a lot of just basic people looking for jobs. It's not very hard to find people that are looking for jobs
Right.
now, especially in the college and recently out of college age.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for jobs. They're very mobile. They're the perfect candidates, actually.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, are you still doing the one-time fee, and then you would search for the?
It's by the hour, actually. So let's say you wanted to do it, you would go and you would purchase 10 hours for the next month, and then we would set you up with Patty, and Patty would be your Zirtual assistant, your go-to, and you would email her at patty@zirtual.com, the task. She would get everything back to you. It goes like that.
Okay. Are you familiar with Fancy Hands?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that something similar, but just that for the lower
It's
tasks?
it's definitely in the same competitive space as us.
Yeah.
Don't focus on the long term or the dedicated assistants. They also kind of have a wonky payment model.
Yeah, yeah.
They focus on very, very, very small micro tasks,
Right.
almost like Mechanical Turk. Micro tasks, and they're done by somebody, but you don't know who, versus building a relationship with your dedicated assistant, which is what we focus on.
Right. Wow. When I saw the Fancy Hands, I thought that was really affordable, obviously.
Yeah, it is.
And I didn't know what type of tasks. So I had contacted them, and they were like, if as long as the tasks can take between 5 to 15 minutes, that can be counted as one task. And then if it's something that's bigger, you can break it up and chunk it up. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't really understand their payment plan. They have a $55 a month all-you-can delegate thing.
Right.
So it's unlimited tasks. But when you think about it, they're going to be losing money on that if you actually... I guess they're hoping you won't take them up on it. I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, because I know the tasks have to be, not longer than 15 minutes.
Yeah, so that's... I mean, they're in the same competitive space, but they're completely different.
Yeah, and they're doing some pretty aggressive PPC ads online, because I'm on different sites and I'm like, whoa, okay, that's popping up on a completely irrelevant site, too fancy, to outsourcing or delegating.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kudos to them on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's next, or how do you foresee scaling it even higher for Zirtual?
Well, next is just continuing to... It's after you find the
Expanding?
product, it's marketing and it's selling and it's just scaling. So, I mean, we're moving into new offices today and just a lot of work. It's a very... There's no plan. I mean, you just look at people that have done things in similar spaces.
Right.
It's kind of craft your model after that a little, but you also have to try stuff.
How many people are running Zirtual with you?
It's me, my co-founder, and 2 other people.
Okay. Any VC capital, or are you guys just...
But we're going to probably, in the near future, start looking at raising a seed round of funding.
Yeah.
We've just been working on getting everything right beforehand. That was another reason we brought it US-based. It's a lot easier for people to get their minds around that than,
Right.
just another country.
Right. A question I had, people were asking me is, how do you deal with the taxes when you're paying the VAs?
They're freelance contractors.
Okay.
So you just give... If they're U.S.-based, well, we take care of all of it. But if you were doing it yourself,
right,
you would give them a W-9. They'd fill it out. And then whatever earnings you send to them, you 1099 it.
Right.
And then for outsourced workers, they need to fill out something called a W-8 Ben. And that's as your company, your LLC, sends... It's like a no liability. Like a W-8 Ben means your Filipino assistant saying, listen, I don't owe taxes in the U.S. And you're like, okay, fine, because you're not taking out taxes. You're just sending it to them.
Yeah.
They have to pay their local taxes. But it's like washing your hands of it.
Okay. So W8 Bend. I'll take note of that.
W8
Bend?
The B-E-N, like the name.
Okay.
W-8 Bend.
Okay. Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, that was a concern. That was a concern overseas. I didn't know what that process was.
Yeah, they're they're contract workers, so they don't fall under the same jurisdiction, but they have to pay their taxes directly.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect, dude. Awesome. Last question. Your blog, it gains a lot of traction because you get a lot of visibility and everything. Any plans on, or are you monetizing your blog aside from consulting, or any plans on scaling that?
No. I never started my blog really. Like I tried a few times to do kind of internet marketing stuff with it.
Yeah.
I never really liked it because I really like writing on my blog just because I like writing on my blog. Yeah. So I took away everything that monetizes it. I mean, it'll outside of, I think I have a list of resources still up there.
Yeah.
But there's no monetization. I just like it. I mean, it's almost like a kind of an art form for me at this point.
Wow.
So so I mean, it drives traffic to Zirtual, which is good. It's a branded platform, which is good. I took away consulting because I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I just kind of write on it and hope for the best.
Yeah, I know you were doing several different YouTube channels. Yeah, I watched almost all of them, and then when you would switch it over, I'd follow that too, all of the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, I changed it up a bit, but I just got to the point where I realized I had to focus 90% of my time on my business. And I think that's really essential to anyone who's really wants to succeed. It's not letting your focus get split in 100 directions, which I did for the majority of my life. But now that I've become very focused, that's all I do.
Right.
And eventually when Zirtual kind of gets more in the flow of things and I can step back from being so intense on it, then I'll probably start being more active on my blog, doing videos again, maybe doing podcasts again.
Yeah. How much time do you think you spend a day, or
on the blog?
On your business?
Like 10 hours.
Wow.
Wow. Especially a startup that, like in Silicon Valley, you have to work really, really hard at the beginning. Everybody does. Like Tim Ferriss worked ridiculously hard to put out the 4-hour work week. And he still works ridiculously hard. So the kind of idea that you can not work, you can work like 4 or 6 hours a day or 4 hours a day if you have a lifestyle business, totally possible. But if you want to build a $100 million business, you have to almost kill yourself for the first year or so.
Yeah. Now, what do you normally do? Like meetings, research, screening? Yeah,
all of that, and a lot of product market fit, and a lot of writing copy, testing, advertising, a lot of product market fit. That's the most important thing to get down. Making sure that you have something that the market wants. And that's what we've tweaked for the last year.
Right. Okay, that's interesting. That's good. That's good to know. Now I'm going to think about how I can implement that. Yeah. Well, dude, thanks so much. This has been good. Yeah, very informative. I'm excited too, not knowing the transition now where you guys are moving.
It's gonna, in the next month or two, it's really gonna, there's gonna be a lot, we're gonna be doing a lot of marketing. It's really gonna start growing fast. So I'm excited, but nervous. But excited.
Yeah, well, you're good for it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Do you want to tell people where they can connect with you on social media?
Maren Kate is my Twitter handle, and you can type Maren Kate into Google, and I think it shows like all of my social stuff. They're all Maren Kate. I got that name. But then my blog, escapingthe9to5.com, is my blog, and Zirtual, my business. And I also blog on Zirtual. So.
Okay, sweet, dude. Thanks again, man. Zirtual's been a lifesaver. I got my guys, and we're at that point right now where we want to create something scalable. So we're moving away and transitioning ourselves. So, but if it wasn't for these guys, I don't know, man. I'd quit.
That's so great to hear.
Yeah. So I appreciate it.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Good job. Okay, bye.